Hi, this is Lacey Kwasnicki, Senior Instructional Specialist for English Language Arts K-6 from the Office for Teaching and Learning. The 2013-14 school year is upon us, and I want to thank you for taking time from your summer to join us today to learn more about the Independent Reading Level Assessment, EARLA, and Assessment as Learning. This is an exciting learning opportunity for all K-1 teachers in Pasco County and beyond. One that, as a former K-1 teacher, I know is absolutely necessary to help our students be successful in their educational careers and beyond. The foundations that we lay in the early grades are integral to later success. Hopefully, through today's work, you will see how EARLA can be seamlessly integrated into your daily classroom instruction in such a way that it won't resemble an assessment in the way you may be used to. This ongoing formative teaching tool will be used during teaching and will allow students the opportunity to grow through purposeful feedback and targeted instruction based on the progression of reading skills. Today you'll learn the basics of how to use this formative tool in your classroom, including the necessary literacy routines that will support successful implementation. Pasco's integrated system will provide focus for our work K through 12 as we implement our district priorities of standards-based instruction, professional growth, and professional learning. PLCs will serve as the vehicle for teachers to study their standards and increase effectiveness in order to impact student learning. The work of the PLC will be process-driven and focus teachers on how to plan for and respond to student learning. Teachers should collaboratively work through the 5 guiding questions for PLCs to plan instruction, beginning with question number 1. What do we expect all students to learn? By collaboratively working through question number 1, teachers will study the Common Core standards as they unwrap them in order to set aligned learning goals. To know if and when students have learned, question number 2, teams will collaboratively create learning scales for students to monitor and track their progress. The next step for the PLC will be to work through question number 3 and make instructional decisions. To do this, PLCs should utilize the instructional framework and intentionally plan lessons that incorporate rigorous and relevant tasks that move students towards mastery of standards. To maximize learning, the PLC should give consideration to and purposely plan for how they will respond to meet the needs of all students. To achieve a viable curriculum across schools and assist PLCs with the unwrapping of standards, teams of teacher leaders from across the district have collaborated to identify and group Common Core standards into instructional units. This roadmap for instruction is currently available via Canvas at www.tinyurl.com/ELEMCANVAS and includes groupings of Common Core standards into 7 instructional units for your grade level. Additionally, a unit scale consisting of multiple dimensions is provided as a resource to assist the PLC in unpacking the unit. Recommendations for pacing, resources, sample tasks, and sample unidimensional lesson scales for student-owned progress monitoring are also provided. When you access these curriculum resources, you will notice evidence of our prioritized shifts for ELA, writing to sources, text-based answers and evidence-based discussions through a staircase of complexity. Our goal for all of our students is to demonstrate independence reading, writing, and speaking about increasingly complex, grade-appropriate text, drawing on evidence to support their thinking. Feedback gathered from teachers and administrators at all 46 elementary schools highlighted a need for a common tool to guide instructional decisions in light of our new rigorous set of standards. Additionally, 2012-13 outcomes for kindergarten and first grade indicate the need for additional supports for students to meet expectations for increased rigor in later grades. We have identified professional learning goals to accelerate the learning of our K-1 teachers to address foundational skills in connection with reading comprehension. Focus on these goals begins today and will continue throughout the year. Specifically, teachers will focus on coaching and conferencing, designing rigorous foundational and comprehension lessons, and writing to sources, providing time for implementation of the EARLA and learning implications for individual, small group, and the whole class instruction. This year, we are beginning to move towards an integrated literacy block. It is not the expectation that this is up and running for the beginning of the year, but rather we will build our understanding of each of the components and refine current practices with time as appropriate. You'll notice at the heart of the integrated literacy block is the 90-minute uninterrupted reading block, which has characteristically been addressed, including the 5 essential areas of reading: phonemic awareness, phonics, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension. Student writing in response to reading has been included within the 90-minute reading block, and formal instruction in the writing process is still necessary to develop writers who can write for a variety of purposes and audiences. Integration of the writing process and grammar instruction within a comprehensive, balanced literacy approach requires the 90-minute reading block to be extended to 120 minutes into what we're calling an English Language Arts block, or ELA block. Beyond this 120 minutes of reading and writing instruction, the full integrated literacy block is made up of 180 minutes and is inclusive of writing and reading instruction I just described. The additional 60 minutes is built to include the integration of content texts, specifically science and social studies, to enhance instruction within the reading and ELA components. Here you will see the components of an integrated literacy block. I'm confident there are some components listed here that are familiar to you, such as teacher read aloud or independent reading. There are probably other components, however, that are not as familiar, such as foundational skill mini lessons with practice and connected text, or evidence-based discussions. As part of our professional learning plan for the year, we will be working to better understand each of these components and what they might look like in the classroom. Please remember that it is not the expectation that you would have all of the knowledge to fully implement the integrated literacy block in your classroom on the first day of school, nor the first week or even month. Instead, as we learn about an individual component, such as student conferencing within our first learning goal, we would expect you to reflect on your current practice in light of your new learning and revise and replace to continuously improve. In this sense, it's important to know what we're building over time, but realize that it will take time. In the meantime, our literacy instruction is under construction. It's especially important to note that there are not specific time limits for each component. Rather, the goal is for teachers to see that daily instructional practices can be flexibly scheduled across blocks to flow smoothly in an integrated style of teaching that best meets the needs of our students on any given day. MMH Treasures will continue to serve as our core reading program for use within the integrated literacy block as outlined in our K-12 plan. This year we are working to redefine Treasures as our instructional resource. Additional resources, specifically content-specific text, should be integrated into the literacy block. We will provide teachers with the necessary resources to select coordinating text specific to science and social studies. All resources are available on our elementary Office for Teaching and Learning Canvas site. Keep in mind that all curriculum resources on Canvas are works in progress, which we will continue to revise and develop over time, taking into consideration your feedback. Please keep us informed as to the aspects you appreciate and those we could improve to better meet your needs. We recognize that our role is to serve you, so we want our instructional tools to be high quality and purposeful for teaching and learning. As we engage in new learning today, please keep in mind the vision for where we are headed in literacy over the course of the upcoming year. Throughout the day, you will move through a series of learning goals, but please know that you may not have all of your questions answered or feel fully ready to implement. I assure you that that's okay. Keep in mind that this is the first step in our professional learning journey this year, and that there will be many more steps to follow. It's okay to feel a bit uncomfortable. That means we're learning. But knowing that we are all learning together as a collective K-1 PLC with common goals and priorities should provide some reassurance. By the end of the day today, you should leave with an understanding of the purpose of the EARLA and be able to use the EARLA to guide assessment as learning within the first week of school. You will also begin to plan for the implementation of effective routines to support structured, independent reading, coaching and conferencing, and strategic instruction in foundational and comprehension skills. Last, you will explore School PACE, a data management system, and begin to see how this tool could be used to inform instruction for individuals, small groups, as well as the whole group. I'm looking forward to being a part of your professional learning journey today, as well as beyond. I welcome your questions, clarifications, and requests for school support. Please feel free to contact me or other team members at the Office for Teaching and Learning so we can help meet your needs and exceed your expectations.